right, here we go. Like I said, my name's Kayne Gutierrez. Come to Fargo maybe, I don't know, been here since what, February of last year? No offense, fucking cold here. I moved here from New Mexico originally via Hawaii and a bunch of other places, but when I was a kid, when I got out of high school, I started fighting fire. I was a helicopter rappeller. We fought fire all over the western U.S., Alaska, Florida, but mostly the western U.S. Well, every year before fire season would start, we'd have to go and get rappel certified. And there's towers all across the western U.S. New Mexico only has one. It's in Albuquerque. And there's like 3 or 4 helicopter rappel crews in the southwest. There's one tower in Arizona, one in New Mexico. And the time we were gonna go, it was booked. So our boss started looking for other towers where we could go get trained, and he found one in Oklahoma. If anybody from Oklahoma, I'm sorry in advance, I appreciate you. Northeast Oklahoma, eastern Oklahoma is really nice. Western Oklahoma and the Panhandle sucks. Yeah. So we were in a place called Lawton, Oklahoma. If you've ever been to Lawton, Oklahoma, you'll never go back. 2 reasons. One, it's flat like Fargo, and in the summertime, it's hotter than hell. So we go there about the beginning of May, and it's windy, and it's flat like Fargo. You can stand on a tin can, see the back of your head, the whole kind of thing. And every year, we used to we'd pick a theme song. Like one year it was Drowning Pools, Let the Bodies Hit the Floor. We did Metallica's, I don't remember which one we did. We did Garth Brooks' Friends in Low Places. Yeah, well in 2004, we just couldn't get a song. I'm a big Ozzy Osbourne, Metallica, those kind of bands. We had people from all over the country. Well, not really, there's only 8 of us. But we had people from a lot of different places. And they used to always want to pick the song. Well, there was me and Priscilla, who was the boss. Priscilla, and this is no bullshit, she's 4'8", 125 pounds, and I'd pit her against the biggest sumbitch in the room. She was just a bulldog. She still is. I'm the godfather of one of her kids, and I love her to death. Tough. And one of the tests you have to do to be a helicopter rappeller to do forest fire fighting is be able to do a 10-mile pack out with 100 pounds on your back. She's 4'8", 95 pounds soaking wet, but every ounce of her is pure steel. And I used to use her as my rabbit. I knew that if I could stay in contact with her, because 4 steps for her were 2 for me, so I was good. Well, anyways, we were talking, we were in Oklahoma, and it was shitty. It was windy. Nobody liked it. Rappel training was like it normally was. The 2 rookies, we only were allowed 2 rookies. They were both okay. One girl, hope my wife isn't hearing this, but she was smoking hot, and so the 5 guys on the crew, they were always talking about, okay, I'm gonna get her, that's mine right there, because guys are scumbags, and we're firefighters, and I was 40 pounds lighter, and I thought I was hot shit, and we had a good time. But the last day leaving Oklahoma, we went to a bar, and firefighters, I don't know if you've ever been around firefighters, we used to think, and they still do, that our shit don't stink. We went into a bar, and there's a group of bikers there, so, even though we thought we were tough, we weren't fucking stupid. So there's like 12 of them, so we could do math at least. And but anyways, the guy named Andy Parr, he was probably, he's from Minnesota, actually. He was a national championship hockey player. I don't remember what school up here. He was a badass, 6'5", about 265, a pure man. Like a guy, if I would be gay until it was my turn with him, that kind of guy. And yeah, exactly. So anyways, we got to talking with the bikers, and we got to telling them our thing, like what our theme song wasn't. We hadn't picked one yet, and it was always tradition that we had to pick a theme song. Well, the bikers, of course, they have all kinds of crazy shit, go with Merle Haggard or go with people I'd never heard of, like Johnny Paycheck. And, no offense to Johnny Paycheck fans, but who the fuck's Johnny Paycheck? So anyways, we hadn't picked a theme song. So right as we leave in Oklahoma, we're at the bar, and a guy starts playing the radio, and Snoop Dogg comes on. And, of course, this was before the song came out. This is 2004. I think it came out that year. I know it did. Actually, I'll get to that. But anyway, Snoop Dogg's playing some ridiculous shit that I didn't understand or whatever. I mean, I'm a Hispanic guy from New Mexico, south side of L.A. No, I mean, east side maybe, but not the south side. So we were just listening to Snoop Dogg, and Andy is in the back talking to the wrong girl. I say it's the wrong girl because a biker guy that looks like he would, rape little kittens for fun, decided that was his chick for the night. So the next thing I know is that I'm in a fist fight, and I'm ugly to begin with, don't get me wrong. I'm getting my ass whooped. I mean, not like bad to where, I'm not going to see straight for a while, but I'm going to limp and I'm going to hurt here, one eye's going to be black and tooth going to be loose and shit like that. And all of a sudden, I see Andy come out of the corner with a beer bottle, and he just waylays the dude hitting me, and the guy goes to sleep before he hits the ground. So I'm scrambling, trying to get my fat little ass, well, I wasn't fat back then, fat now, but trying to get out of the bar, and we're going. And all I can remember is Snoop Dogg playing in the background. And I was like, maybe that's the theme song. And Priscilla, she's running behind me, and I didn't care. I'm pro-life, my life. So I was running, and poor Priscilla's like, Kayne, wait for me. Fuck you, bitch, I'm out, and I'm going. I'm just going. So fast forward about 5 months, okay? So now we're in September. We still didn't have a theme song. But, hold on, rewind. Before we left Oklahoma, I remember one biker yelling, "Don't come back to Oklahoma, motherfuckers." And I was like, I think there's an extra vowel in there. I don't know. So anyways, we're fast forward again 5 months. We're in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, just north of there, in the Tetons, probably on the Teton Yellowstone border, because border, imaginary, I don't know. Anyways, so we're on a fire in the middle of nowhere. We're like, it's a place called Hawk's Nest, which without exaggeration is about 20 miles in any direction from a dirt road. Yeah, we fly in, we rappel down, 2 dopes on a rope, me and Priscilla, and the fire's maybe twice the size of this room, not that big. We spend 2 nights on it, 3 nights on it. Well, the night before we were leaving, I guess it was about 4 o'clock in the morning, and we're sleeping maybe the width of this stage apart from one another. And, the sun comes up early. You know how it is around here, about 4:30, sun starts to come up. And all of a sudden, I hear, all right, we're in the woods, rock rolling, something. And all of a sudden, on the draw of the canyon, I see a grizzly bear. And, I don't know how big a grizzly bear is, but I knew I was lunch if he wanted me to be, or breakfast. And he's coming down the mountain. And what I found out later is that they turn rocks over to look for ants, because the ants are sweet to them. And that's all they were doing. Well, me and Priscilla are little this far apart, sleeping, and she's dead asleep. I mean, life's good for her. And I'm paranoid. I'm like, okay, what am I going to, I can't run, because if you run, they'll chase, and, no. So I didn't know what to do. Well, I'll be a son of a bitch if this bear doesn't walk right between us. And I don't know how big he was, because to me, he's the size of a mountain. I don't know. He's huge. Well, without exaggerating, he picks Priscilla up by the shoulder and rolls her over to look underneath her. And at this point, she wakes up thinking it's me. And then all of a sudden, she didn't, luckily, thank God, thank you, God. She didn't say anything. She was just going to be like, what the fuck do you want, Kayne? That was the kind of look she had. And then she realized that my face now had a longer nose and much more fur. And she, like, I don't know if you've ever been scared to where you can't move, you can't breathe, you're just fuck me, that, where you just, like if you had coal, you can make a diamond with your anus, that type of, and so somehow as she is released back to earth by this bear, we catch eye contact. And it was the kind of eye contact where you could read each other's, like she's thinking, I'm going to fucking kill you for not waking me up. And I'm thinking, I hope she's the one that gets eaten. It's wrong to think that, but, everyone's heard the old adage, you don't have to be faster than the bear, you just have to be faster than the poor bastard you're with. I'm thinking that. I go, she's got short legs. She's got short legs. She's got short legs. And I'm in the bag, though. And if you've ever been in a mummy bag, you're in the bag, like in the bag. And I'm thinking, I can't get out of the bag. So he just wanders off. Like, he doesn't give a shit. He's not into meat that day. He's looking for ants. I found that out later by some bear expert who I don't even know if I believe now. But anyways, he walked off. And I don't know how long it was. It seemed like 7 days, but it was probably like 30 seconds that me and Priscilla finally breathed. And I could see her soul descend back into her body. And, everyone took that big, deep breath. And the first thing she said was, he looked like that biker that was fucking you up at that bar. And I was like, okay, what? And I didn't remember. And so the first thing we did is we got on the radio. Because the rule when you're fighting fire on a helicopter rappel crew is you fly in and you walk out unless there's an emergency. Well, there's like a chart where they, bodily harm, tornado, fire overtaking you potentially, which would be ironic. Yeah. Well, and I didn't know if bear was on the list, but I called. I said, we have a bear in the area that is seemingly unafraid of humans, and we need an extraction. And, okay. So my boss, or Priscilla's boss at the time, the helicopter manager, said, we'll go pick you up. And we had the coolest pilot. His name was Scott Sinton. And Scott, he was just the shit. I would do anything for that man to this day, and I haven't talked to him in 4 years. He comes in the helicopter, and we had to cut a spot so the helicopter could land because it's thick and it's on a rock ledge. And when we get in the ship, we put our helmets on. And Scott was so cool, he had XM wired into the helicopter somehow, which to this day I don't know. But I'll never forget, as soon as I got on, I heard, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, So I go, Priscilla, we got it, babe. And she goes, what? I go, drop it like it's hot, drop it like, and I have no rhythm at all, but it stuck for that year. So if you ever in Aragon, New Mexico, actually Reserve, New Mexico, and you go to the Gila Helitack base, 2004 theme, drop it like it's hot. Thank you.